Well, hi guys, how you doing? It is a early, well, it's not early, it's like 7:45 on a Friday morning, and I'm doing something I've wanted to do all year, and that is, I'm actually walking the road where I've worked for this entire school year. I don't know, I just enjoy, I wanted to get a feel for it, as opposed to just riding up on a taxi and feeling like sick. Plus, what kind of makes me laugh about this road is this. It is not very wide, but it is definitely used in both directions for two-way traffic. So we're actually going to hit both sides today. We're going to go up this way. There's a cemetery I wanted to look at. I know, it's shocking. And then on the way back, there's a cow I want to go say hi to. I know, this is some great vlogging content. Now, if we had time, we could adventure out into these trails right here. This forest is pretty awesome, actually. And you know what? Sure, why don't we? Although, you see this little drop right here? Probably not the best place to play around. Maybe if I was 10. It's funny, when you're like a little kid, no fear. But now, middle-aged adult, I'm like, maybe not. We'll just go this way. What I love about trails, I wasn't going to comment so much on this being a bike trail, but what I was going to comment on is the fact that I love when you travel to different places around the world, how there's similarities and different comforts that make you feel like you're home. And I always feel like when I'm back in the woods or wherever I am, and there's trails and you're surrounded by trees, that I could close my eyes and I could be back in New Hampshire or Maine or in other spots. Another thing that always fascinates me too is, like, this is a major metropolitan area, one of the biggest cities in all of Poland. And we're literally 20 minutes from the city center. 6 miles. And look at this. We're in the woods. So I share that because for people that, ever find themselves in Krakow and you need that touch of nature, you don't have to go far. Not at all. Well, we have a choice to make. We can go this way, more into the woods, or we can cut out onto the road. Let's cut out on the road. Just because, it might be more entertaining so you could see the effect of the cars. Too bad it's not a school day, because then you'd really see the cars. And that's a memory to hold on to, I think. So if you look at the road, this is what I'm talking about. It's just funny because where I'm from, this would be a one-way. I do know in the UK, this would be a two-way, depending on where you are. Stresses me out. I'm glad I didn't drive this year. We just stepped off the road just for a moment. I wanted to pretend that I was cool and take in this wonderful field right here. Look at this. It's beautiful. When I was younger, I always thought it'd be fun to just race through fields like this. Not even the partially mowed part, but the field itself. And then as I got older and I did landscaping, and I remember mowing these fields with some guys, and they'd be on their riding mowers, and as the mower would go over it, I would always see, I would catch a glimpse of the occasional snake that they'd run over, and it would literally leap into the seat of the mower. So you'd see these grown men just screaming, which always made me laugh. But it also reminded me of, I'm not trekking through a field now because I know better. Maybe if I had to run from something. But I think that touch of innocence is definitely lost. And the images of a giant rat snake, which can't hurt me, but you get the idea. Now, parallel to this road, which, again, Right now, I'm getting glimpses of South Carolina in my head, but this is a different story, another day. But parallel to this road is the road that goes to Zakopane, which, depending on the time of day, could be a lot like a parking lot. Note how quiet it is here. And of course, right after I turn off the camera for a moment, preserve battery power, on this road itself, there was a car that almost clipped me. There was no one else here, okay? One way, as I said, in my head. And this car literally stayed on the pavement, and I was right here on the dirt, on the side. Didn't even bother to try to get over. We were probably separated by about a foot. It shouldn't come as a surprise to me because, as I have shared in the past, the awesomeness of the cyclists and the walkers. So why would the cars be any different? All right, let's get off the road. Let's look at this beautiful view. Look at this field. Look at the purple. Wow. Again, this is the Poland that I imagined in my younger days. Right here. This, and you go up to the Baltic Sea. But that's a little bit of a trek for today. We're in, we're in the southern part of the country. We've almost hit my landmark. It's going to seem odd, the cemetery, but there was a nice view. I remembered on the few days that when I go to my chiropractor in Scavina, I would take like an Uber this way. And, I don't know, it just looked like worth exploring. Now the question will be is, can I get in? What's the over-under, folks? Maybe not at all. Oh, look at that. Cool. Huh. All right, let's do a short little walk. So I assume this is the village cemetery. I mean, obviously. But you'll note if you saw any of my other videos in the past, you'll just note how these are a little bit, this is the style, if you will. And you see all the candles. And some of the designs they have on these gravestones are really detailed and in depth. Now, I don't know if this part right here, because I'm still learning the ins and outs of everything in these cemeteries, but I think for the most part, it's the people come and they take care of it themselves. So that's why this one right here is a little bit overgrown. You like how I underplayed that? A little bit undergrown? Just like this one right here. Yeah. We'll walk this way. We'll see if we can get into the chapel. I always am fascinated by, we'll say, village churches to see, like, you get these diamonds in the rough that you walk in and all you feel is love. Did I mention it's humid today? It is humid. Ah, feels like a storm's coming in. I can see the dark clouds. All right, well, I tried the door, but I think this chapel is like the chapel for the church. I mean, sorry, not for the church. It's the chapel for the cemetery. It's locked. So, we'll move on. You see right here, like this, for the kiosk. Again, I'm not used to this, so I always get fascinated when I see it. This is a kiosk where you can buy flowers and candles and the like. You do this in most of the cemeteries, actually. And then look at this great parking lot. Wow. Wonderful view right here of some old flowers and candles that have been thrown out. I can clearly find the best spots in town. Here, let me pose for a picture. I think it's time. I haven't really smiled lately. All right, there we go. That was beautiful, wasn't it? I see a chapel up ahead, right over here. I have no idea what time it is, but hey, I think it's okay if I'm a few minutes late for my last meal, right? Now, getting into, it's interesting. So I'm right here on this ridge line, top of the ridge, and you look right across, and there's a church directly there, right where the clouds are coming up and forming. And, but it's like one church is in view of another church. I always like that. It doesn't matter where I am, whether I'm in the States or traveling. I just like it when you have this, doesn't even matter what the religion is, just a place where people can congregate, come together in a common cause. And yeah, we have the real adventure right now. I just turned onto the side street, and we're like amongst like a garden area, but I see the church steeple, right? And I'm like, how do I get there? So we're going to take this side road. I hope it swings in. Oh, I'm like, what's that sound? You got the power lines overhead. And the clouds are definitely getting darker. I hope we get this in, or I'm going to be soaked. So if you were ever wondering more about like the provincial homes, if you will, here you go. Nice grass, trees, well developed. Now, I don't think these houses are that old. They don't look that old to me. I'm just trying to figure out, how do I get to the church? Clearly this was not the right street. I've been spotted by a choir of dogs. If you don't see this video, it means I didn't make it out alive. Granted, the dog was like the size of my hand, but you know, those are the ones that typically bite. They're also typically owned by old men. Or maybe not. Alright, we're so close to the church, I can feel it. It's totally worth being late for breakfast. Mainly because I've wanted to do this for so long. So now I feel like we've committed to this. I better be able to get in. That'll be a buzzkill. Look at the this house right here. They really do a nice job. It looks. Oh God. Sorry, I thought there was a giant dog. It was a bush. I was like, oh God. That's why I just was startled. Sorry about that. I've seen these renditions of Jesus before as a woodsman. This is something, well, it's not really as a woodsman. I say as a woodsman because it's a carving. But I've seen this up in the Gdansk area as well. I'm holding out hope. This walkway has seen better days. I mean, if looks could cause a sprained ankle, I'm going to get a sprained ankle. So they're clearly doing some remodeling. I do see a car, though. Oh. Look, guys, there's a fox over there. Nope, never mind. It's a cat. It's a cat. I thought it was a fox. That would have been kind of cool. It's coming towards us. Ferocious animal. I don't think it understands English, but maybe we'll say hi. You want to see it? It's right here. It walked down when it spotted me. We're kind of having we're looking at each other. But here, let's go into the church. One set of doors is open. Alright, well, this is a little bit of a buzzkill. It's holy. Wow, it is decorated to the tilt. It's beautiful. Oh, the alarm. Wow. I don't know. Oh, I wish we'd come earlier in my travels. Everything is astutely decorated. It's beautiful. And this is the Sanctuary of Mary of Gaju, I think? Huh. Well, you guys have to come here. You have to check it out when it's unlocked. When you can get in there and actually take a good look at it. Alright, my cat's left. That sucks. Now, what I noticed, though, too, right above it, so when the alarm was chirping, what they actually have as well is they have a number, there's a limit of people that can go in here. And I don't know why that is. I also have no idea how old the church is, but there we go. There we have it. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that worth it? We're almost back. Well, maybe not that much back. That close to being back. I still got probably 10 minutes, but look at the front coming in. Like, you can see it now. Like, this is going to be a nice storm. I don't know if I'll make it to the cow in time. Probably have to stop at the school and then continue our mission after the rain has passed. Oh my God, it's like the low-lying clouds are coming in, they're getting fuller. This is gonna be close. You see how it basically takes up the whole road? Yeah. So imagine cars coming in opposite directions. Good times, good times. I have like one eye turned to that direction to my left, watching how dark it's getting. I mean, I could run back, but it's a little dramatic, I think. Yeah. And it's just so peaceful. Here in Krakow, they do need the rain. It's interesting, because I remember last year when I arrived, this was one of the wettest parts of Poland. They weren't in any drought conditions at all. And now, one of my students was telling me that that's just the opposite. Which makes sense. I walk around, the river's low, not as pretty. You know, when the water doesn't flow. Things just look dry. Now, I shouldn't be looking at people's yards, but look at these flowers right here. Look at the red, look at the purple. It's beautiful. And the dark clouds. Keep walking, stay focused. Remembering my Boy Scout years, I was just, a shade under 30 something years ago, I decided it would be safer to be in the woods when the storm comes. What do you guys think? Good idea or bad idea? Any comments? Feel free to put them in the feel free to put them into the comment area. And hey, if you want to, feel free to like, subscribe, and share as well. That'd be a big help. Uh-oh. Did you hear it? Crap. I heard the thunder. Run! Blair Witch is going to come grab me. Alright. I didn't see any lightning. I might have 2 minutes left. You can see the wind picking up, the leaves coming off. Quick! Get inside! Get inside! If for some reason I don't make it to the cow because of the weather, I figured I'll just say now. Poland's been a ride. And I think it's fitting that I am walking with a purpose away from a storm while I'm vlogging. And just saw a church, which has kind of been my mainstay this entire year. I really have appreciated being in the country and learning about it, seeing the beauty, and getting a feel for the culture and the people and the history. With that, I bid you guys adieu, and next time we see each other, I'll be in the States. Peace.